Hello and welcome back, everyone, to A to Z English Pod. I'm John, and I'm thrilled to have you join us for today's episode. If you tuned in last time, you know we discussed the fundamentals of building a strong foundation in English grammar. Today, we're taking another crucial step in your language learning journey by focusing on how to expand your English vocabulary effectively.
Hi everyone, it's Sarah here. Vocabulary is one of the building blocks of any language, and expanding yours will help you become more confident and versatile in speaking and writing. We're going to cover several techniques that will make learning new words easier and, more importantly, show you how to use those words in the right context.
Exactly, Sarah. A large vocabulary can make your English sound more natural, but it's not just about memorizing long lists of words. It's about understanding how those words are used in sentences, conversations, and different contexts. So, let's dive in. 1. The importance of context in vocabulary learning. When we talk about expanding vocabulary, one of the most important things to remember is the context in which new words are used. Knowing a word is only half the battle. You also need to understand how to use it.
That's right. For example, the word run can mean different things depending on the context. You can run in a race, run a business, or even run out of time. The meaning changes depending on how and where it's used, so it's important to learn vocabulary in context.
One great way to learn words in context is by reading. When you come across new words in articles, books, or even subtitles, take note of how they are used. Instead of just memorizing the definition, try to understand the sentence as a whole.
A helpful tip here is to create example sentences of your own. Once you encounter a new word, practice using it in sentences that reflect your everyday life or professional situations. This makes the learning process more personalized and effective.
Second, active vocabulary versus passive vocabulary. Another concept to understand is the difference between active and passive vocabulary. Your active vocabulary consists of words you can use comfortably in speaking and writing. On the other hand, passive vocabulary includes words you understand when you hear or read them, but might not use yourself.
Expanding your active vocabulary should be a priority, especially if you're looking to improve your speaking skills. One way to do this is by turning passive vocabulary into active vocabulary. For example, when you learn a new word, make an effort to use it in conversations or writing as soon as possible.
Yes, the key is repetition and usage. If you don't use a word soon after learning it, you're more likely to forget it. So, challenge yourself to use new words in daily conversations, whether with friends, colleagues, or even in language exchange groups online.
Exactly, John. Another effective method is to write short paragraphs using the new words. This not only helps with word retention, but also improves your writing skills in general.
3. Building vocabulary through synonyms and antonyms. A great way to expand your vocabulary is by learning synonyms and antonyms. For those who might not know, synonyms are words with similar meanings, while antonyms are words with opposite meanings.
For example, take the word happy. Some synonyms could be joyful, cheerful, or content. On the other hand, antonyms might be sad, miserable, or unhappy. Learning multiple ways to say the same thing makes your language richer and more flexible.
This is especially useful in professional writing or formal conversations. Instead of repeating the same word, you can use synonyms to keep your speech varied and interesting.
And to make it even more effective, try to pair each new word with a synonym or antonym. This gives you a broader understanding and helps you remember the word in different contexts.
4. Using flashcards and spaced repetition. Let's talk about one of the most popular vocabulary-building tools out there: flashcards. Flashcards are incredibly effective because they allow you to focus on one word at a time, and you can use them to test your knowledge anywhere.
There's also something called spaced repetition that can take your flashcard practice to the next level. Spaced repetition is a method where you review words at increasing intervals. This technique is backed by science and has been proven to help people retain new information longer.
Many apps like Anki or Quizlet are designed around spaced repetition. You enter new vocabulary into the app, and it automatically sets up a review schedule that optimizes retention.
It's a great way to track your progress and make sure that you're regularly reviewing older words while still learning new ones.
5. Learning words in word families. Another useful approach is learning words in word families. Word families are groups of related words that have the same root but different forms, like verbs, nouns, adjectives, and adverbs.
For example, take the root word create. From that we get creation, noun, creative, adjective, creatively, adverb, and creator, noun. By learning all the forms of a word, you're expanding your vocabulary in a more systematic way.
This not only helps you learn more words quickly, but it also gives you a deeper understanding of how words function in different contexts.
And when you see or hear one form of the word, it becomes easier to recognize other forms, increasing both your passive and active vocabulary.
6. Engaging in vocabulary. Rich activities. Vocabulary learning doesn't have to be limited to textbooks or apps. You can expand your English vocabulary by engaging in activities that are naturally vocabulary-rich, like watching documentaries, reading novels, or even listening to podcasts like this one.
Absolutely. Every time you engage with English media, you expose yourself to new vocabulary and expressions. For instance, watching a movie or TV series can introduce you to informal or conversational language, while reading an article might help you learn more formal or technical vocabulary.
And don't just passively consume the content. Be an active learner. Take notes of new words, try to use them in conversations, or even challenge yourself to write a summary of what you watched or read.
This will help reinforce the vocabulary and improve your overall understanding of how words are used in different contexts.
7. Keeping a vocabulary journal. Now, let's talk about keeping a vocabulary journal. This is a personal space where you can track the new words you learn, along with their meanings, synonyms, antonyms, and example sentences.
A vocabulary journal allows you to revisit words later and reflect on your progress. It's a personalized resource that grows with you and helps you stay organized.
Make sure to write down not just the definition of the word, but also a few example sentences. This will help you remember how the word is used in different situations.
Plus, having a physical record of your learning can be motivating. As you flip through your journal and see how many new words you've learned, it can give you a real sense of accomplishment.
Conclusion. So there you have it. Some of the best ways to expand your English vocabulary, from learning words in context to using tools like flashcards and spaced repetition. Remember, vocabulary is key to improving both your speaking and writing skills. And with these strategies, you'll be able to grow your word bank efficiently.
Exactly. And the best part is that these techniques can be adapted to fit your schedule and learning style. Just remember, it's not about memorizing as many words as possible. It's about understanding how to use them effectively in conversation and writing.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of A to Z English Pod. Keep practicing, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next episode, where we'll continue to help you on your journey to English fluency.
Take care, everyone, and happy learning. Goodbye for now.